Experienced employers know that the vanilla interview questions like, "What's your biggest strength?" and "What's your biggest weakness?" aren't really as telling as they seem. That's why many savvy executives and other men and women in business ask their candidates these top job interview questions. Tell me about your failures. A good answer to this question is important because it means that the candidate isn't afraid of taking risks and will admit when things don't work out. The answer could be about anything from business to a general life lesson. What did they do afterwards? How did they overcome that? Many people only like to tell you about their successes, but they don't always want to tell you what didn't work out so well for them. Are you the smartest person you know? Larry Ellison, the executive chairman of Oracle, makes a point of only hiring exceptionally intelligent employees. And therefore, he coached his recruiters to ask new college graduates this question. If the candidate answered yes, they'd get hired. If they answered no, the recruiter would ask, "Who is?" and then they'd try and hire that other person instead. On a scale of 1 to 10, how weird are you? This question is great for companies looking for candidates who can add that fun or quirky aspect to the team. The number itself is less important than how the candidate actually answers the question. Nonetheless, if you're a 1, you're probably a little bit too straight-laced for that particular interview, whereas a 10 might come across a little bit too psychotic. On your very best day at work, the day you come home and think you have the best job in the world, what did you do? This is a great question to help find employees who are a perfect fit. It's a useful way to see what the candidate is truly passionate about, and if those interests fit into what the company is looking for. It's also good to see if that candidate's drive and values align with the mission of the company. What was the last costume you wore? It doesn't matter so much what they actually wore, but why they wore it. For companies who wish to inject fun and quirkiness into work, life, and everything they do, this question is a great way to see straight into the wilder side of the candidate. Tell me about your background. Melanie Wellen, CEO of the New York-based fitness company SoulCycle, says she always starts interviews with this question. It's a great way to warm up any conversation, and it really helps to understand how the candidate communicates. Are you linear, concise, and direct? Are you a storyteller? Are you entertaining? Do you go off on tangents? This one simple question can be very telling. Tell me something that's true that almost nobody agrees with you about. PayPal co-founder Peter Thiel always looks to hire people who aren't afraid to speak their minds. He always gives job candidates this interview prompt. He loves this question because it tests for originality of thinking, and to some extent, it tests for your courage in speaking up in a difficult interview context. What would someone who doesn't like you say about you? General Stanley McChrystal, founder of management consulting firm McChrystal Group, likes this question because it puts a person in the position of having to try to articulate what they think the perception of them is by others. The response is less important than how it's delivered, as the question forces candidates to consider their least attractive qualities and also muster enough courage to share them with somebody who holds power over their careers. How old were you when you had your first paying job? This question is one of Hannah Paramore's favorites. The president of Paramore, a Nashville-based advertising agency, says that she looks for how deeply instilled the candidate's work ethic and independence are versus entitlement. If they worked part-time in high school and college because they needed to, especially in jobs that were just hard work, that shows a huge level of personal responsibility. She also states that she loves people who have to patch success together from a number of different angles. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more Top Truths content. In the meantime, feel free to take a look at our other videos here.